All right, so this is a boring topic of money mastery for kids through money management. Or it's the 6 magical piggy banks to make your child a money master. Whichever one you want to do. Hi, I'm Amanda Vandergulik from CleverDoGhKids.com, where I teach financial literacy for kids and teenagers to help you, the parent, raise money smart kids. Actually, money smart adults. But we talk about that in this video here. All right, so today I'm going to go deep into the 6 magical piggy banks, how they will help you with money management for kids to make sure that your children understand not just how to earn some money, how to manage their money, but actually how to make their money work hard for them. Okay, so you probably want to know how to do this too. So stick around and I will share that extra special tip closer to the end. Are you ready? Let's get started. The 6 magical piggy banks. No? Not getting it? All right, so are these piggy banks really magical? They are. They actually are. And I'm not talking about voodoo, hoodoo, whoop-doo, and hocus pocus here. No, I am talking about they have the ability to make your child a money master so that they can wave their magical money wand and grow their money by doing the effort one time and getting paid for it over and over and over again, using the power of leverage and compounding interest and passive income. Don't worry, we get much deeper into this in our Clever Kids Academy, which I'll leave a link to down below so you can go check that out later. And also we talked about it in our previous video. So if you did not watch those ones yet, then just pause and go and watch that now and then come back. So what makes the 6 magical piggy banks magical when it comes to money management for kids, right? So what we do is we're teaching our children how to divide up their money in a way where their money actually starts working for them. All right, so we're going to go over all 6 of these, and then I'll also share again a little extra special information that will help you with teaching your child how to make their money really work hard for them so they're not always having to struggle hard for their money. In our first piggy bank, this is the money that they're going to save to grow their money, to make their little money bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? So we're just going to write this down. This is the grow jar. Let me put it under here. Grow. Okay, so that is money that they're going to put aside to then use for investments or to use to then create a business. Let's take a lemonade stand as an example. Well, if you're running a lemonade stand, you need lemonade, you need cups, you need some signs. It costs money. So the money that you're saving to put into your grow jar will pay for the lemonade stand. How is it growing for you? Well, by buying those supplies, you're able to then run a lemonade stand where, you make more money, right? So it's for growing your money. They can also save their money to then put into stocks and have their stocks grow. Or maybe even save it so that when they're ready to leave your nest, maybe instead of having saved up enough money to buy their own house, which is a liability, by the way, not an asset like a lot of people think, they could buy a rental property and rent out the rental property and earn recurring monthly income. Okay, we'll talk about that in another video later. But for right now, the idea of the grow jar is to save money with the purpose of making the money grow for them. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. The next jar is the give jar. So let's write that down. Give. All right, so now you're thinking, but if I'm going to have my child save money for giving, their money is not working hard for them, right? Wrong. You know why? Because there is this thing called the law of attraction. We are either raised with an abundance mindset where we literally expect abundance in our lives, or, unfortunately, the majority of us are growing up in a scarcity mindset, thinking there is never enough, there's not enough money to go around, you have to work really hard for your money. And the mindset that we have attracts to us the life that we see. It's not hocus pocus, it's just pure science. What you focus on, you attract to yourself. Now, okay, I understand where a lot of people have a problem with this because they're like, so if I just sit here and think, ooh, I want a pretty car. Ooh, I love this little car. It's just going to show up? No, of course not. But what it does is we have a part of our brain right here in the front. And what it does is its purpose is to filter out the information around us. Because honestly, there is too much going on around us at all times for us to focus on just the tasks that we're doing. So we have this part of our brain that helps us to filter out everything that we don't need to pay attention to so we can get our tasks done. You know, the really cool thing about that, I mean, yes, that's there on purpose to make sure that we're not like overwhelmed. And I am a mother of a son who is on the autism spectrum, and part of autism quite often is an overwhelm of too much information all at once, where this part of the brain is not quite functioning optimally. So I understand how this works. But we have the ability to train our brain to focus on things by working on our subconscious mind. And one of the ways that we can do that is through giving. Because when we give freely of our money that we have worked hard to create in our lives, we are actually sending a signal to our brain and therefore to the universe that there is abundance. Because if there wasn't abundance, we wouldn't have any money we could give. So by giving money, we're actually sending a psychological message to our brains. There is an abundance. And what does that mean? That means we now start to filter abundance and we filter out scarcity. And now we start noticing abundant opportunities. Maybe now when we walk down the street, we see the $5 bill that was on the ground that we didn't see before because we thought there was never any money available, right? So we use give, obviously, for the betterment of our society by helping others, but also for the purely selfish reason of making sure that our children feel abundant so they can open their minds to see opportunities. Now, there are two parts of giving. Giving can be giving to charity, but giving can also just be giving to people, let's say for their birthdays or anniversaries or Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Simply the fact of taking something that you've created, something you've earned, buying something and sharing it with someone else, you are sending out the message of abundance. So this is really important, and that's why it is one of our 6 magical piggy banks. The next one is our learn jar. Learn. All right, and this is really important for our children to keep their minds open, keep their sponges open for continual improvement, continual learning. And that also opens up that abundance mentality of there is abundance in learning, abundance in opportunities. Now you can use this for them to save money for post-secondary education, like going to college or universities. But even beyond that, it's not just saving up money for university and colleges, but beyond that, as a life skill, to always feel that there is an abundance of money, abundance of cash flow, so that they can learn whatever it is as they're growing through life, whether it's through mindfulness or self-improvement, or maybe they have a passion for something or a talent in something that they want to improve and grow. Try a new opportunity here, try a new job opportunity here, build a business over here. We want them to feel that there is enough, that they've saved money so they are in control of their money. And when that opportunity comes up, maybe they have a passion for the stars and there's this opportunity to take a special course that will allow them to work at a place like NASA so they can become like an astronaut. They have the money set aside, they can do that. Or maybe your child has a passion for baking and they want to start a YouTube channel with, I don't know, a how to bake a cake video. Yeah, it's one of my videos that went viral. But anyway, where they would have the money available to learn the skills needed to bake and then obviously build a business around it. That is the purpose of the learn jar. So the next jar is going to be the rain jar. It happens to be raining outside right now. That's very appropriate. All right, so the rain jar. Rain. Okay, so what is the rain jar? Okay, parents, are you with me? What if, imagine this, what if you had saved money aside in a rain jar or rain piggy bank for years and years and years, never touched it, and it grew compounding interest because you had it in a savings account that earned interest, and so every time you earned interest on the interest. We get into that in another video. And suddenly, life hits you hard. Like, oh, I don't know, you end up in a coma? Yeah, that happened to me. Ended up in a coma, unable to work when I woke up, months and months of rehab. So yeah, if something like that were to happen to you or your child, how good would you feel if you had been saving money in a rain jar or a rain account or a rain piggy bank for all those years that had been growing and growing and growing, and you knew that no matter what life threw at you, you had the money to take care of yourself. So we want to get your child to feel that feeling of security by creating a rain jar that they always put money in. They never touch, just let it grow and compound. And yeah, life tends to throw these moments in our way when life flips itself upside down. And how good would it feel to have that rain jar? So the rain jar is to help with that confidence and that security, knowing they're able to take care of themselves if life goes a little wonky for a little bit there. Okay, so the next jar is one that's really exciting for your child, and that is the goal jar. I'm pretty sure you can probably figure that one out, but just in case you can't, it's for goals. It's the jar that's actually going to teach your child about delayed gratification instead of instant gratification, which we'll talk about in just a second. But delayed gratification so that they understand the true value of money. Again, we talked about the value of money for children in this video here. But for today, I want you to see that we're going to save in all these different piggy banks so that your child can save up for their goal, which is that delayed gratification, which is the thing that's going to get them excited to want to learn about money, want to figure out ways to earn their own money, want to figure out how to manage their money, and to become real strong money masters so that they can be adults who really understand their money, and not so many of us who end up as adults not having a clue about how money works, and it causes all this money stress, and it affects our personal relationships. The amount of divorces that are based on money stress is just sad, and it is so something that we can totally not have to deal with if we just learned about money. Not to mention really bad things like how it kills our personal self-esteem and our self-worth and our value when we don't understand our money, and things like having to file for bankruptcy. Did you know that a huge majority of people filing for bankruptcy are under the age of 30? Under the age of 30, we can avoid this by simply giving them a goal so that they're excited to want to learn about money and want to manage that money and be in control and have that pride of ownership and really feel confident in the fact that they can handle their money, and therefore they can handle their life. Not just handle it, they can master it, right? So the goal jar is to save up for a specific goal. And in the video that we talked about goal setting for kids, we use the goalometer so that your child can then figure out which goal to go after first to really stay motivated and excited. And so make sure you check that out if you haven't yet. But yeah, that is what the goal jar is for. And then the last piggy bank, and this is the one your child's gonna like the most, just accept the fact, because this one is all about fun. Instant gratification. Yep, you heard me right. We are actually going to let your child have some instant gratification, and I have a reason for this. So by giving our children the chance to spend some of their money right away on whatever it is that they want, obviously within your own personal family rules of what is acceptable and not, they get that feeling of, I've worked hard for my money, I've earned my money, I've saved my money, I've organized it, I've managed my money, right, for kids. And now I get to spend some of it. So I get that instant feeling of what it feels like to have made that money and to spend it and to see the reward of it. We want to use instant gratification as a way to teach delayed gratification and mindset and, abundance mentality and all of these things. If we try to avoid instant gratification, just think about it. Anytime you're not allowed to have something, what do you want to have? There's something you're not allowed to have. So let's use it as a tool and get them really excited, and maybe even make it a rule that at the end of every month, they have to use their fun money. They have to use it. Now, they're able to use it however they want. So if they're really clever and they're like, I don't want to spend it on candy or a movie or, these little things that don't matter to me so much, I want to spend it on putting it in my gold jar. That's totally fine. That's up to them, but they get to choose. And you'll be surprised at how many kids actually choose to do that. At first, it's really exciting, but after a while, this gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Their goal gets bigger, 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 and they're so close to reaching their goal. They don't want to spend that little bit of money on something else. They want to go towards their goal. So we're using instant gratification to actually build delayed gratification, which builds confident, strong children and adults who value their money, who have pride of ownership, and you will have a child that is nowhere near any entitlement mentality, which is exactly the goal that we want for your child. In my Clever Dough Kids Academy, I've got a couple of really fun stories that are really going to help your child understand how to use these 6 magical piggy banks. I've got a cartoon for you. I'll leave a link below so you can go check that out. But stories, cartoons, activities, just to really make it fun and drive it home. And then they start by building jars. You want to have a clear jar. We go through all of this. We've got our goal and our rain. I've got the fun jar and the learn and the give and the grow and the learning. Oh, I think I already said that. I'm so excited. But yeah, to see their money growing and growing and growing as the jar fills up, it really helps keep them motivated. So definitely go check out the Clever Dough Kids Academy, and I'll put a link down to the free cartoon for you so you can use that to teach your children how to master the 6 magical piggy banks. And we'll also talk more about how much to put in each one and so on. So go and check that out. If you found today's video helpful, will you do me a huge favor, please? I am on a mission to empower 1,000 families around the world with strong financial literacy for kids. And in order to do that, I need to let the algorithm know that you've enjoyed my video. So by hitting the like button, it lets the system know that you enjoyed it, you found it helpful, and then it will help me share it with more families. So I really appreciate that. Plus, if you know somebody who could really use this information, please share this video with them. I really appreciate that. And I have a question for you. What is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now when it comes to teaching that financial literacy for kids? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have a specific thing about the money management for kids that you really want an answer to? I read all of the comments and I answer them personally, so feel free to leave me a comment below. Go check out the Clever Dough Kids Academy where I'll show you how to do this. Plus, I have some tips for you. If you're looking for a really great course for financial literacy for your child or your teenager, there are a couple of things you need to keep in mind if you want it to really be effective and have the money lessons last for life. First of all, make sure that the course material is fun and that it's engaging and that your child is interested, because if we're not interested, we put up resistance, we put up barriers, and then we don't absorb the information. So we need to take the pressure off. Your child hates to be spoken to and lectured at. I mean, don't we all? We all hate being told what to do. Am I like the only one here? Anytime somebody tells me what to do, I pretty much always want to do the opposite. Can you relate to that? Right? If you can relate, give me a like. And our children are the same way. We want to teach them in a way that's going to open them up so that they are open to the lessons, so that they receive the lessons. And one of the best ways to do that, make sure that you find a course that's going to use storytelling so that your child is rooting for their favorite character to make the right money choices, and they're feeling it when they make the wrong choices and they were like, no, you should have done this, you should have done that. We want them to feel connected, and so they can remember the stories. Storytelling is the basis of human life and how we have passed along information for generations and generations. Storytelling connects with our emotions and our feelings, and we feel like we're actually living the story. So make sure that you find a course that is going to help your child feel that, so that they really learn the lessons, not just for right now, not like in school where you just have to know it for the test and then you can forget it. No, but they can learn it for life. The other thing is, make sure that whoever you're learning your financial literacy for kids from is a parent, right? Somebody who understands kids and understands teenagers, somebody who can relate and who they can relate to, that they feel comfortable with, that they like, that they enjoy. Make sure that they do that. All right, I just wanted to give you that information so that when you are looking for a course to teach your child about money, make sure that they have those things in place so that you get the most out of it. All right, so after they've learned how to manage their money, Then the next problem is, yeah, there's another problem, I know. How do we actually teach our kids to have that abundance mindset? I mean, sure, we started it with give, and that's a great way to get started, by the way. But there are more ways. And so I'm going to help you. We're going to go into that in the next video here. We're going to dive deep into how to build an abundance mindset in your child. Abundance mindset for kids. Mind blown. I'll see you over here.